Welcome again during this second day of the series of webinars on transnational education possibilities, focused on specific subjects and economic sectors. Welcome again, and I hope we'll have a lively discussion. Of course, we have some special guests here today with us as well. And before we start, I would just like to remind that this webinar series are being recorded, and we'll have all the recordings and presentations uploaded on the landing page of the program, which I believe most of you have, but of course I'll just in case put it down in the chat option. Please feel free to raise hand and ask questions. Actively participate, and of course you could always use the chat option. And now, without further delay, as I can see Mr. Manuel Morovenov waiting already. Thank you so much, Mr. Morovenov, for joining us today from on behalf of the Bulgarian Stock Exchange. Dear colleagues, I'm very honored to present to you Professor Manuel Morovenov, who is member of the board and CEO of the Bulgarian Stock Exchange. He has nearly, or probably more than 25 years of experience in the field of finance, investment, real estate, and capital markets. And of course, he's been part of different working groups, commissions, including ones within the Ministry of Finance in Bulgaria. And he's also a very well-known and long-time lecturer in different universities, including in the University of Finance, Business Entrepreneurship. The colleagues are here with us today, and we would love to hear some more about the different programs the Bulgarian Stock Exchange has. Actually, it's really a pleasure to see all the innovative programs, especially the ones related to the green market and green economy, such a modern, as we discussed yesterday, topic nowadays, and something we all need to look forward to. So, Mr. Morovenov, please, the floor is yours, and thank you once again for agreeing to join us despite your quite heavy and tight schedule.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone, and regards from Luxembourg. Thank you for the opportunity to share some words about the Bulgarian Stock Exchange initiatives. I think it will be better for all of you if I share a short presentation, because with visual effects, I think it will be easier for you to understand some more better our initiatives.
I'll just ask our technical support crew to support you with this. Yeah, we can see the screen being shared. Thank you for the presentation.
Can you see the screen now?
Yep, it's absolutely fine.
Okay. Okay, so the Bulgarian Stock Exchange is the only licensed exchange in Bulgaria, and it has several licenses. It's not only the stock exchange itself, like most of you know. The current name of classic stock exchanges is regulated market, so we are market operator. All listed companies that are listed on this regulated market convert to public companies. There are special regulation in Europe regarding these companies. They have to disclose information. They have to follow the best practices of corporate governance. ESG practices are coming quite fast to them, and we encouraging ESG practices also at Bulgarian Stock Exchange. The legal framework is fully harmonized with European regulations. The second license that we have is for SMEs growth markets. This is opportunity for companies to be listed without being public companies, with much less administrative burdens, cheaper, but again, they could access public markets and investors. I will tell you a little bit more about this market in a while. And our third license is for so-called MTF, multilateral trading facilities. This market is with less regulation, but just to mention that the less regulation is for listing processes. Regarding trading and post-trading processes, the regulation is the same. All of these three markets are regulated. Bulgarian Stock Exchange is using modern infrastructure. It is a tech company with a lot of software and hardware. Half of our employees are IT specialists. We are using one of the best trading systems in Europe. This is the Deutsche Börse trading system T7. It used to be etc. before. And also, it's something interesting to be known that the tax regime for companies traded on Bulgarian Stock Exchange is very good for investors. The profit gain from trades is with zero profit tax in Bulgaria. So about trade structure, we have several markets. You could see on this slide what percentage of trading has been done by these several markets. I could say that traditionally over the 50% of trading is done with our main two segments, premium and standard markets. These are regulated markets. Then you could see BEAM. This is our growth market for young and innovative companies. I will have a few more slides about BEAM market. This international is our latest opportunities for our investors. This is market with international blue chips all around the world. We have 400 listed companies on the MTF platform, and every investor that has access to Bulgarian Stock Exchange could trade Apple, Meta, all companies that are so famous. It could be traded through Bulgarian Stock Exchange also. And some words about our BEAM market. It started a couple of years ago. I've already told you that this market is opportunity for small companies, small but not so small. They must be something like at least 5 million or more of market value. But yes, from the stock exchange and capital markets view, such kind of companies are small companies. So they can use this market and raise capital with only stock exchange regulated procedure, without going to the regulator, without being registered on the Financial Supervision Commission, without prospectuses, only with admission document. They could do this and raise capital up to 8 million euro on the 12 months period. Every 12 months they could do this. So far we have 13 companies listed on B market for 2 years, and you could see our success story here. They've raised more than 40 million capital, but the real demand, investor demand, was more than 100 million. Their track record on the stock exchange is quite good. As I saw it at your agenda yesterday, you met Dronamics. They are one of the successful stories on this market with their listed companies, Dronamic Capitals, which shows a little bit more than 40% price increase in the last year, comparing to minus for decreasement in general for most of the European and world markets, because last year was quite difficult for the capital markets. So we have several programs that help the companies, and not only the companies, but the ecosystems to work together. One of our company, which is now in its third edition, it's an annual program. Its name is Beam Up Lab, and it is an accelerator program for companies that are selected by the stock exchange on the annual base. Something like 20 or a little bit more than 20 companies are selected every year. And we work with these companies, organizing every quarter meetings with them. During these meetings, we meet them with our partners, institutional partners, investors. They do investor pitches. They receive some questions from investors, and all of these meetings are really with very positive energy. You could see some of these companies. For instance, last year we had the first unicorn in Bulgaria. Payhawk was part of this program. So this is a slide which shows our meetings with them. We name these meetings gravity meetings. Sometimes on these meetings we have also students from different universities. We're organizing these meetings in different events and common working spaces around Sofia, and it is really a great experience for all of us. At the end of this program, every year we have awards and a great party with our participants. We invite all market players and investors, not only in public market ecosystem, but also the private market ecosystem. Beam Market and Beam Up Lab program are our initiatives, which are the connection between private equity ecosystem and public market ecosystems. And I could say that it's worked quite good. And for a couple of years, the market is very famous. It is something that is looking for opportunity from every company which seek money for its growing. Yes, about the sustainability. Bulgarian Stock Exchange, together with its subsidiary, the Power Exchange, were the founder of Green Finance and Energy Center. We named this center Green Center. This is the only think tank in Bulgaria regarding the policies and in sustainable finance and energy. We organized a lot of events, education. This center has adopted the first ESG guidelines for ESG reporting for Bulgarian companies, and not only for listed companies, but for all companies could use it. We've signed a lot of memorandums, some partnership with universities, municipalities. And in addition to that, Bulgarian Stock Exchange is trying to help Bulgarian companies to go easier through this transformation to be green and to reduce their carbon footprint. So because of that, we created a special tool named Oxygen. The short name of this Oxygen program is OGI. We're using this tool. It helps companies, and not only public companies, but all the companies that are needed ESG reporting. It's helped them to create their ESG reports. Even some startups are interested in that because investors in these startups are looking for sustainable companies to invest. And last but not least, we are going to have the first ESG index in Bulgaria. This index will use the Refinitiv methodology for ESG rating, and this methodology will be used not only for rating of listed companies. It could be used for any company that wants to receive international ESG rating. That's why Green Finance and Energy Center will facilitate the final decision of the companies and the ESG rating also. So this was my presentation, and in the end, I would like to tell you that Bulgarian Stock Exchange is working very close with Bulgarian universities. We have memorandums with 3 universities, economic universities in Bulgaria. Sometimes we organize public lectures. Me personally are part of these lectures. At least several times per year, we have guests from universities. A couple of weeks ago, American University were our guests, and also some high schools. Yesterday was the last high school visiting Stock Exchange. We have a very interesting presentation about the Stock Exchange and what we are doing for students. And of course, all of them could ring the bell and make pictures. Also, we have entrepreneurship program. You could look at our website if you want to have more information about that. Thank you very much. If you have some questions, I'm here.
Thank you. Wonderful. Actually, we had exactly this question: how is the Bulgarian Stock Exchange supporting and working with universities, and would you probably consider engaging students who would be part of such kind of transnational programs between Bulgarian and UK universities? Could they probably find ways to collaborate with the stock exchange, of course, in the fields of finance, real estate, and economy? But yeah, we had a question from the British Embassy colleague from the Department of Trade, but I guess you more or less answered that already. So yeah, actually, I would encourage participants to look at the website because it's quite clear how you support also internships of students, and yeah, generally anyone who would be wanting to cooperate. I guess you would be very open for that, and I hope that you find such kind of possibilities interesting, meaning transnational education opportunities between Bulgarian and UK universities.
Of course, most of the students will find out that stock exchange market is the same all around the world. So there is a lot of common things between organization and trading technology of London Stock Exchange and our exchange also. Of course, the difference of scale is very big. But also it could be very interesting for exchanging experience between UK students, for instance, and Bulgarian students, because you know that stock exchange market is part of Anglo-Saxon life from ages, but it is not the same in Central Europe. That's why it could be very interesting if such students exchange some experience, because you know nowadays it's very easy to use your phone and to trade everywhere with everything, but it must be done. It must be done with information and with knowledge what exactly you are doing and what risk you are taking. Are you really trading? or you are gaming, or you are gambling?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the Beam Up Lab is also that you presented was very interesting for me, minding all the companies that are engaged there and the whole format of the event. And I know that young people, we discussed this yesterday, especially in relation to new technologies and the speed of life of young people. It's kind of different, and they would like to usually get involved very fast in different programs and see real outcomes and benefits of their work. So I think that such kind of events where you see startups, but also other companies that present their products, very inspiring, very engaging for people that are in the sector. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
I will have to leave you now because I have meeting in half an hour. So it was a pleasure to be part of your event.
It was a pleasure as well. Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I'll be sorry, but I don't hear you. Your microphone is muted.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Thanks. It was a pleasure to hear from Milano, and now we have the second special guest with our session today, who would be joining us from the side of a company part of the British Bulgarian Business Association. For those of you who are joining today, they were part of the forum yesterday and they're supporting the initiative. So it's my pleasure to present now the work of FlowLogic and AIBEST, which is the Association for Innovation, Business Excellence, Service and Technology. And it's great because part of the mission and vision of both organizations in a way is to be a leader in knowledge-intensive products and services, but also to support the country in terms of being a place for world attractive and well-educated talent. So I would be very glad to welcome Ms. Milanova now.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. My name is Maya Milanova, and I'm happy to actually find this bridge from the BBVA Association and happen to be part of the AIBEST board. I actually join you with several hats of capacity. I've been part of the knowledge-intensive businesses for over 20 years. I've been driving the setup and the creation of some of the larger global delivery and shared services centers in Bulgaria, and also have been an active member in the AIBEST Association for the last 10 years. So I can share a lot of different thoughts and points of view. What I find useful for today's session is to actually increase and build a little bit on the insights related to how our knowledge-intensive businesses can and want to cooperate with educational institutions. We've seen that very actively from the IT sector, but we see that also valid for the business services companies, that as the speed increases, we need to increase also more and more our collaboration with educational institutions, starting from the high schools and also continuing with the universities. Why is that important? Because I think we share a common mission to find and to build a stronger bridge between the newer generations and the already established educational and business practices, because the discrepancy between the way how the younger generations start leading their lives and keep their interests on very speedy activities makes it more and more challenging on one hand for them to keep focus and attention to the time sensitive knowledge acquisition, but then also the focus and the sustainable development and performance in our businesses, which is important for us to keep up the speed on one hand and to continue performing and building innovations to keep our competitiveness on the global market. So what we started doing from industry perspective, we have established several collaborations, and few of them are related to the technology high schools to increase the possible capacity for the new entrants of the job market, but it's also probably more noticeable to speak about the master's program that we have established with the Sofia University and the Faculty of Economics, where it's for 4 consecutive years that we are attracting and educating masters in managing in our sector, shortly said. It's a bit longer title, but I was trying how to put it shortly. Basically, we are training well-educated, well-prepared managers for our industry. And one of the 3 strategic pillars for AIBEST is actually educational pillar. And it's a long-term strategic priority for us to not only continue the already established collaborations like this master's program that I just mentioned about, but also to increase the collaboration at the national, but also international level. So we will be interested in building connections for potential future collaboration in exploring how similar or an updated curriculum could be built together between the business and a university. We believe very much in such type of initiatives because on one hand, the universities are the important institutions that will be providing much longer term perspective and very sustainable type of knowledge that is the baseline for our well-prepared employees. On the other hand, our businesses are the ones responsible to raise voices and to fit with the newest and latest practices in terms of skill set, in terms of knowledge that is to be applied in a proper manner, and also to build the bridge that I started with during this session, where we want to prepare much better the people for performing well in our industry. As a second thought, I actually am very interested in transformation management, not only from professional perspective, but also from application perspective. Managing FlowLogic as a young business, we are focusing in transformation management partnership, and we see that with an increasing importance and intensity in the directions of organizational transformations, business transformations, and digitalization efforts transformation. And as I like to say, especially in the latest weeks, we are shifting not anymore so slowly from the state of change around us into the state of change within us. And this is a subject that I think needs to be covered both from businesses and universities more and more, in a way that it should become like part of our personal system, as part of our work habits and life habits, because the dynamics is only going to continue increasing. And we need to start living with a higher speed and with an increasing unpredictability around us. So with those two introductions, I'm actually very happy to keep the floor open, and why not also start discussions in the topic of introducing younger generations into the knowledge-intensive industry, but also in how we can make the transformation management subject more as part of our skill sets.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking, do we want to go with this speed, or do we want to find an escape somewhere, a little bit to slow down this rhythm? But definitely what we're looking for is, no matter like for each one of us to decide, of course, what's the speed of his and the pace, his own pace in a way of doing and coping with things. It's always great to know that you have the opportunity to have a better qualification, and of course then be better equipped, as you lastly mentioned, with knowledge and with skills that would hopefully make your life easier in a way, no matter what decisions you take. And I'm very grateful that you mentioned, and we also spoke with you initially and previously to the webinar session, that you sit down together with colleagues from the university. So from one side, it's the business sector and the business perspective, but all from another, it's the academic team, and you design programs together. And you mentioned the Faculty of Economics and Business Administration at the Sofia University. So I think that these are really the more flexible and more, how to say, real life in a way type of programs that are could be something to explore further. And it's probably a very good model and a very good practice to continue working on. I think some of the colleagues have already established more or less such kind of model. And I'm very glad that we have here with us Professor Dejan Radev from the Faculty of Economics and Business Administration from the Sofia University, who would be presenting their programs. And we have, of course, also colleagues from the Plovdiv University who would be, well, yesterday we finished with the session in the fields of arts and design, and they'll be very interestingly presenting to us how to look at arts from a business perspective and sharing their know-how. But yes, please, there are some actually questions in the chat for you, Ms. Milanova. Can you give more details on your master's program actually with the Sofia University? So it would be interesting to hear, or of course, Professor Radev could also join.
Yes, I think that the best format will be to complement each other. From overall program perspective, as I mentioned, it's a fourth year in a row that we are putting that in place. The format is, of course, that we consider the requirements from the university in how we should establish the curriculum. We built the initial curriculum together, and we have worked also in collaboration to define the proper balance between the university professors and how many associate professors we can involve from the companies that will be presenting the subjects. we have targeted and succeeded to maintain a rather boutique number of students. Between 10 and 15 has always been the target, and we have succeeded to keep that around 13 plus minus 1 or 2 throughout the years. We cover subjects that are building, in our belief, the overarching and the complete picture of a knowledge intensive business, such as managing outsourcing projects in companies, digitalization, transformation in the nearshoring and outsourcing businesses, development and innovation in a contemporary way with the human resources management, effective and efficient communication with clients, IT services management, and then variations of those key topics. I hope that answers the question.
Well, Miss Angelova was the one asking the question. She's online, but I think you were quite detailed.
Yes, thank you very much. It was very, very explanatory, and thank you.
Great. Okay, so now we could continue with Professor Radev, actually, who would be presenting some of the models that they have at the Sofia University. And as we've seen in the chat, we have a message from Professor and Vice Rector Musof at the University of National and World Economy. He's excusing himself that he'll have to leave the meeting, unfortunately. And he shared that they already have two very interesting partnerships started. You can see the universities, the UK universities there, Aberdeen University and Nottingham Trent University, delivering double degrees program. It's actually started very recently. So he has left the contacts, and later on we'll be also sharing contacts between the participants. So you can reach him out. Okay, so thank you, Professor Radev, for joining. And I think you've got quite a lot of things to share with the audience. So really looking forward.
Yeah, I have. Thank you first for the invitation for this amazing event. And since I do have a lot of things, I wanted Ms. Milanova to finish her answer without intervening, because it's important to see the view of the business of our joint work.
Definitely.
And that will kind of complement my presentation, because I'm a professor, we're on the side of academia. I can say whatever I want for our cooperation with business, but it's important to see the feedback and that it's appreciated, our work with it. And let me share my screen. I will present one bachelor's program that we are working on. That will be my main focus, and I will touch upon several other topics. Okay, first, to introduce myself, I'm Dejan Radev, Associate Professor in FinTech and Banking, and Director of Central and Eastern European Center for Digital Finance. And currently, we are organizing the first academic FinTech hackathon for the third time in a row, for a third year. And our participants are preparing pitch decks for business ideas. So I decided to set up this presentation as a pitch deck for our bachelor's program, and anyone who would like can join, not only British universities, but also with Bulgarian universities, we can share know-how. So The program that I would like to present is a bachelor's program in business data analytics, fintech, and AI. And the slogan of my talk will be "Traditions Shape Tomorrow." And it's what I have in mind under traditions is, of course, we are part of the oldest university in Bulgaria, not as old as the ones in Britain, but still the oldest in our country. And actually, we are the youngest faculty. So what traditions am I talking about? As the youngest faculty, we are the smallest child. We are very disruptive. We break molds. We break any mold that could be broken, but with good intentions. And one of those molds that we broke is the disconnect between business and academia. That was set in our mission from the start of the faculty, of re-establishment of the faculty 32 years ago. And we have continuously improved our relationships with business. And those are the traditions that we maintain and we improve upon. So what's the problem that we're tackling with this particular bachelor's program? Obviously, well, that was basically the topic of the whole workshop, the whole webinar yesterday and today. The global economy is transforming, it's restructuring, and the demand for analysis of big data is increasing. Also, the competition for skilled labor is increasing because the world is becoming more and more globalized. Here I've put a figure from a document by the World Economic Forum for growing job demand for some specific jobs of the future and jobs that would most likely be replaced by those jobs above. And you see most of the jobs involve data analysis, AI, machine learning, big data, data science, digital transformation, and so on and so forth. Okay, but it's not only that the jobs change, the job descriptions change, also the amount of skills and the combinations of skills changes for all those jobs. So interdisciplinary skills are required for the professions of the future. So first-hand access to multi-skilled labor is vital for business survival. At the same time, it was repeated several times yesterday, today, we see it in the media, we see it from feedback from the business. Educational programs fail to adapt to changing demands for skills. And also the business environment itself changes quickly. So it's not enough to teach certain set of skills. We have to teach our students and the future labor force how to adapt to new demands for unforeseeable jobs of the future. And something that's omitted in this data science, data analytics environment or discussion is most companies deal with data, with consumer data, and they try to apply new technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and so forth. And the problem is that it is difficult for them to analyze this data. And when you would like to analyze data coming from social interactions, from living people, and try to model them and base business decisions on consumer behavior, you need very strong fundamental knowledge in economics. And recently, big tech companies have started to realize that mission. And Amazon in particular, the thing that I'm showing here, has started aggressively to hire doctors in economics to analyze their consumer data. So what is the solution? The solution is interdisciplinary programs, rigorous foundations in economics, statistics, and finance. Also teaching data science, AI, machine learning, business analytics, financial technology, including blockchain and open banking. Those are identified even during our hackathon in the workshops as the technologies of the future. And we also, the thing that we suggest as a solution is the active involvement of the business. We saw it already from the answer of Ms. Milanova, but universities have to prepare study plans that fit business needs, case studies, solving real business problems, industry-led lectures, internships, scholarships, career events. So we have to be ready to adapt to business needs all the time. Okay, so what we suggest, what is this Bachelor in Science program? It's a 4-year bachelor's program, and there are 3 groups of subjects: fundamentals, those are statistics, economics, and finance; specializations, those tracks would be data science, fintech, AI, and ML, and any mix with them, within them could be arranged. And then we envisage, as of now, 25% elective courses. And at the end of the program, every student will have a unique profile that fits not only the market needs, but their own aspirations. Lectures and case studies from industry. We already have such practice, as I said, for 30+ years. Internships, industry projects, scholarships, and this will be a very selective and rigorous program. Most likely our best students would like to continue in our top master and PhD programs in data science and fintech, and we want to have a continuous link to those programs. And we also have experience with industry-funded PhDs, and we all offer such opportunities to business. What is the market? The total addressable market is 50,000. Those are the pupils that finish high school every year. The serviceable market, we expect that we haven't checked the exact numbers, but 10,000 to 15,000 pupils that graduate from the elite high schools and in math and languages, our best technical schools and trade and commerce high schools. The serviceable market, so those that are interested in STEM and business analytics, are maybe about 5,000. And our expected intake by the 4th year, the 4th cohort, would be 100 students. I should explain that we're a boutique faculty. We have limited even physical space. Our intake every year is about 200, 250 bachelor students. Okay, how have we validated that there is demand for such a program? We have a master's program in AI and business and finance. The intake has stabilized around 20 students per year. It's very rigorous, so there is also self-selection. It's selective, but also there is self-selection by students that come to us. Also, we have a master's program in finance, investments, and fintech. The intake there is around 40 students per year. So in both of those programs, we have around 60, and we have additional programs also that are related to this. Also, we have an example for an industry-funded PhD, that is the lady in the middle. All those students are part of those master's programs. The lady in front, Gloria Hristrova, has developed a natural language processing algorithm for Raiffeisen Bank. And so there is demand for the whole timeline. And also, we have established 4 years ago a bachelor's program in accounting, finance, and digital applications. It's in English. And it started with 4 years ago with 25 students, and gradually it became the biggest program. By the 4th cohort, it's already the biggest program in the faculty. It has 75 students, it's fully in English. And as I mentioned on the previous slide, the expected intake is 100 students. I mentioned that the total is 250, our capacity. So there will be some crowding out, we expect, by those two modern bachelor's programs, but that I think it will crowd out student applicants from our other programs, but that will give them incentives to improve. Okay, the competition that we see are the English language programs at the American University in Blagoevgrad, so economics, finance, computer science. What we have as an advantage is that there's no particular focus on data science, fintech, or AI. They have limited master's intake, and I showed you that we have covered it up to the PhD level. No PhD degrees, very high tuition fees compared to what we charge. Also, our sister faculty of math and informatics at Unisofia has opened a bachelor's program in data analytics. We don't see it as competition. We see it as a complementary program for candidates that want to have more technical focus in math, statistics, computer science. It's also, as far as I understand so far, in Bulgarian. And those are, I think, our main competitors. Why the faculty? We are the top faculty in economics in Bulgaria. My department is statistics and econometrics, is the top department in Bulgaria. Many foreign companies hire exclusively from our programs. Our top student, well, we have 100% hiring rate for our students. Also, we have a lot of business partnerships, Schwarz IT Group, we heard about AIBEST, Experian, Bulgarian FinTech Association, and I mentioned it already. We also work, our programs are designed to work on real life case studies. We mentioned already several times, lectures from the industry, career center with countless career events and initiatives. We also have experience with international programs, the universities of Bordeaux, the Sorbonne, the universities of Cologne, just to name a few. We are also active researchers. We teach the things that we actively research on. That's very important. We don't just retell textbooks. I myself am the first Peter Beron Fellow in economics. That Peter Beron program is a program from the Ministry of Education and Science to return successful scientists from abroad to Bulgaria. I'm still the only one in economics. We have other research projects. We have global policy expertise. We advise the European Commission, European Investment Bank, European Central Bank, Bank for International Settlements, World Bank, IMF, EBRD, and so on. We also we try to be innovation facilitator. We organize hackathons, pitching sessions. Student startups already exist. We try with our limited public resources to provide as much service as possible, as our time allows and our physical abilities. Those are our business partners. They're very recognizable. And here I was told, I put this picture, I was told that now after the adjustment for inflation, maybe the salaries are now that are listed here on this big picture are 30 to 50% higher for our graduates. Also, those government and international institutions that we work with, research and startup ecosystem. We take part in policy events, we shape policies, and we create industries. Here on the right is actually the event that at the Bulgarian embassy in London, where I was actually first invited to this workshop. several months ago. And there we presented the Bulgarian fintech sector. And right now with this Center for Digital Finance that we're opening with the Bulgarian Fintech Association, we get calls from our neighboring countries to prepare blueprints and roadmaps how they should develop their own fintech clusters. Okay, the theme of the bachelor's program is our Vice Dean, Associate Professor Bojana Bogdanova, and myself. She has a lot of activities. I mentioned some of mine, and well, I've stretched my time. Something to mention, the project that I returned to Bulgaria with, I think that British will understand the irony, was exactly on the effect of Brexit on the European economy. And well, I took part in the Sofia Science Festival several years ago, where I presented the project, and I managed, well, the goal of this program was to make, well, to not only to attract researchers from abroad, but also to make their return sustainable. And I've managed to complete this task. Join us at FEBA. We have a lot to offer. We are ready to listen to you. And it doesn't matter to us whether we'll have some kind of formal agreement or degree. Please show us we can exchange ideas, how our future cooperation would look like, not only in teaching, but also in research. Those are our contact details. Thank you for your attention, and sorry that it took a bit more time.
Well, thank you. It was amazing. Actually, we have already a question by Janet Ilieva, who is the co-moderator of the session from Education Insight. Does your English taught bachelor program attract international students?
Yes, we have several. Even in the first cohort, I'm teaching now version of my fintech master's course to the fourth year students, so that are graduating, and we do have foreign students, and it is as I understand easier for candidates for bachelor degrees to apply to Bulgarian universities than for master degrees, because they will need recognition of the master degrees from our public authorities, and it takes a while. It's easier to recognize the high school diplomas.
Well, yeah, this is something to be negotiated also with the Ministry of Education, and as far as we have them as backup partners, and they'll be supporting the whole program, we believe that they'll be able to push forward any kind of possible partnerships that could come up after these discussions. And we could speed up a bit the process regarding recognition and accreditation. So yeah, we count on that. And I think that you managed to mention the whole spectrum of possible transnational education activities, because it's as far as I can see, your program is really flexible, meaning all the research possibilities that you offered. And yeah. And
that was just one version, initial version of our program. We are open for any cooperation, any ideas, and yeah.
Yeah, and what about the partnerships that you have with other programs, foreign programs like in Bordeaux or Cologne, or with the Sorbonne? What is the nature of the partnerships, and are they like programs that are being developed jointly with your faculty, or how is it being done?
So now there is an ongoing process also for accreditation for the Association of master degrees in business administration, AMBA.
Yeah.
And those programs, there are 3 at the moment in business administration. They will fit the international requirements of AMBA for business, for an MBA, and also for executive MBA. I talked to our deans, because I'm not involved in all this process.
Yeah.
But usually there is, I am unfamiliar with the lexicon, what's the difference between dual degrees and so forth. But definitely we offer, well, both universities, Bordeaux and Sofia universities, are on the certificate, and they have input in our teaching. So they teach also classes here. We actually, what I didn't mention is that we are the only faculty in Bulgaria that offers program, well, the entrance of our students is actually with foreign language, English, French, and German. That is why our students are always ready when we find a professor from an exchange program. They just enter and speak in their own language in the particular programs. And that is our requirement for entry. And well, and the level of this foreign language taught courses, well, the ratio varies, but I think it's at least we managed to maintain 25–30%.
Right. Okay, wow. Thank you so much. Are there any more questions from the audience? Or Professor Radev, maybe? Of course, I hope that you'll be able to be with us for some more time, but if there's some like really hot questions that you would be asking, because we have a few more participants that are really willing to share some more about their programs. Okay, great.
Thank you very much again for the invitation and for letting us present our programs.
No, the honor is ours. Thank you. Okay, so we have colleagues here from the Plovdiv University and from the Higher School of Insurance and Finance, and yeah, I invite them to take part in the discussion. So whoever would like to go first, probably. Ms. Kazashka, maybe you could go on and discuss a bit more the programs regarding.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Thank you for the floor. Let's share my presentation. I will present Academy of Music, Dance and Fine Arts in Plovdiv, and especially Master Program Art Management. My name is Vesela Kazashka. I am Associated Professor in Academy. My main subject in Academy are Financial Management, European Cultural Policy, and Inclusive Education. Actually, I have double affiliation. Today, my colleagues from Center of Plant System Biology, Biotechnology, Plovdiv will present the center. PR of center Kristina Vancheva and project manager Vasil Kolev will give you information of this center. Actually, I am head of administration on the same center. Allow me first present.
Sorry for interrupting, but just saying that they will be taking part in the session related to biology and medicine. Yeah.
Yes. Allow me for the UK participant to make short presentation for Plovdiv. Plovdiv is one of the oldest cities in Europe, 4,000 years BC. It was a contemporary of Troy and Mykenæ, but more ancient than Rome, Athens, and Constantinople. Plovdiv is the second largest city in Bulgaria after the capital Sofia. And Plovdiv is known as City Under the Hills or the City of the Seven Hills. Plovdiv is a live city for 8 millennia, but currently Plovdiv is a large industrial, commercial, and educational and cultural center. Plovdiv was chosen for European Capital of Culture for 2090, and our Plovdiv's motto is Ancient and Eternal. This is
it's a wonderful cultural place to be in. Yeah, and enjoy.
In the heart of the city, very interesting place, but most popular is our Asian theater. The Asian theater is one of the best preserved landmarks theater performance and dance festival are conducted on its stage. The city is a combination of ancient artifacts and modern art. And some of largest public university located in the city of the Plovdiv. I am a representative of Academy of Music, Dance and Fine Arts. In Plovdiv, we have the Plovdiv University, Paisi Hilendarski, Agricultural University, Medical University, University of Food Technologies, and Center of Plant System Biology and Biotechnology. The center is the first center of excellence on the field of biology and biotechnology, but my colleague will present in the next session. Academy was established in 1964. Many transformations and developments have taken place so far. And today, Academy is leader in art education in Bulgaria. We have more than 6,000 students have graduated the Academy. In Academy work 3 faculties, Faculty of Music and Education, Faculty of Dance, and Faculty of Fine Arts. Many of students who graduated are well-recognized artists in various fields of performing and visual arts in Bulgaria and abroad. I would like to present one master program, Art Management. This master program was established about 20 years ago. It is a full-time or part-time education. Duration of education is 1 year after obtaining the degree bachelor. The successful graduate is received the qualification Master of Art Management. We developed curriculum in which included art management, financial management, project management, PR, marketing, communication, legal management, copyright. Unfortunately, our curricula at the moment was developed only in Bulgarian language. In Academy, we have the good tradition with students from China, students from Greece, students from Italy, but these students work on the field of music. Unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have curricula in English language, but I hope that in these 2 days we can find university or people who is close to us, and together we can enrich our programs. Our main goal is to prepare students for success in the labor market. Our students will develop economic and management skills, and combined with their artistic skills, it's guaranteed to be good managers of art organization. We focus on soft skills as learning foreign languages, digitalization in art, finance, management, communication of science and arts. I see potential partnership in next 4 points. Partnership with UK University for master programs in the field of arts and management. Partnership with UK University for PhD programs, internship program, and project cooperation. Actually, I will be very happy if we find Bulgarian partners for union and for development of new programs or project cooperation. I would like to say special thanks to Mrs. Lyubov Kostova and Mrs. Dubriana Petkova for the invitation, because I think that this event will be very useful for us, and we are pleased to be part of event. Thank you for your participant for attention and patience. Here is our contracts, website of Academy, Facebook profile, and my email address if you need more information or just for contacting.
Well, thank you so much. Actually, we have a very nice reaction from Miss Maya Milanova in the chat, which is for you, Vesela, especially regarding their project management pillar in a way, part of FlowLogic's program. So probably you could also discuss with them how to further enhance the programs.
Okay.
And art management is something which is very much, how to say, it's, a lot of people are interested, minding that there's so many different art programs in the country, and it's really important for professionals to enrich their capacities, like, and professionalism in that, no matter in which sector, in a way. And it's a really needed thing, especially in terms of financial management and public relations, communicating with the audience, and of course businesses. Thank you. And now I would like to finally invite our participant from the School of Finance and Economy.
Hello.
Insurance and Finance, sorry.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, we can hear you perfectly. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for the invitation. My name is Virginia Anastasova, and I'm a marketing and communications expert at the Higher University of Insurance and Finance. I will be short. The Higher University of Insurance and Finance is the first private Bulgarian university in the field of finance, business management, marketing, founded in 2002 in Sofia. The Higher School of Insurance and Finance is in the top 3 among the best Bulgarian universities in the professional field of economics for 2022, according to the Forbes ranking, and also in the top 4 in the Bulgarian university ranking system in the field of economics for 2022. We have bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs. We work with different universities. We had a partnership with the University of Sheffield, but 3 years ago our partnership ended because our contract has ended and it was not renewed. So we had joint bachelor's and master's program with them. So we are available for additional meeting, for joint collaboration, or for additional information, or for questions.
Thanks. That was really short.
Yes.
Yeah, and just for the audience, you have a very well accredited economical program as well. So yeah, that's why it was also very important for you to take part in this session.
Yes.
And of course, minding your well done cooperation with the Sheffield University. So and I think that Professor Morovenov is also one of the lecturing professors at the university. So I think it would be interesting to establish some contacts, which of course we'll be more than glad to facilitate.
Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome. Are there any questions from the side of the audience? Anything you would like to share some more or to present? Laura? Sorry, I don't think. Now it's like unmuted, it's muted, but when you try to unmute the mic, it's probably something with the settings of the computer, but don't worry, take your time. And okay, Laura is asking what is the name of the university. So maybe if you could just one more time present the whole name of the university. Miss Alexandrova. Well, anyway, it's Higher School of Insurance and Finance.
Exactly. Higher School of Insurance and Finance.
Yes, and there is also a research center, the school's lab associated. And of course, Laura, if you allow me, I can also send the contacts of the school and just exchange contacts for all the participants that were taking part in the session. If you allow me, it would be a pleasure to do it. I think it would be useful for all of you. So
Perfect.
Great. Okay, so we are right on time, even though we started a bit later. And yeah, if there are no more questions or something that you would like to share about your programs, is there anything more? How do you feel about it? And of course, as mentioned, we'll have the recording on the landing page, and we'll share the contacts between participants, and we'll make sure that the presentations are uploaded as well, because I found them personally very interesting and inspiring, I should say. So thank you for taking part in this first webinar session. Yeah, Kate from the British Embassy just posted the landing page of the program for your reference once again. Thank you for taking part in the first session of today. And we'll come back for a second session related to social studies and education after 10 minutes. We'll start with probably 5 minutes late. And it will be followed by the biology and medicine sessions. So thank you and have a great day. Hopefully we'll see each other soon again. Bye for now.
Thank you, Dobriana, for having me. Bye. Have a nice day to all.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Ms. Milanova. And I think that you've already found some
Yes.
fans and partners. Thank you. I hope we'll stay in touch for sure.
We will. Good luck.
Yes. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye for now.